Today we're going to create a surreal landscape inside a light bulb. So the first thing you'll want to do is go down to your start menu, search for Photoshop and open it up on your screen. I have all of the images that I could potentially use in one folder, so that's where I'm going to be opening and grabbing my images from. Waiting. All right, so once Photoshop is open, we want to go up to File, Open. I'm then going to go to the folder where my images are saved. I've got them in Year 7 Art, Surreal Landscape. And first things first, I'm going to start with my light bulb. So I'm going to click on the light bulb and click Open. The next thing I'm going to do is move down the side and look through my tools. I'm going to look for the eraser tool. You can find out what the eraser tool is by hovering over each tool until you see the description eraser. The next thing I want to do is come up to the size and hardness. So mine is currently set at 4, but I want to make it a lot bigger. Now, hardness refers to how soft the edges of the brush are. So if we were at 100% hard, it's going to be quite a round circle, whereas if we pull it down, it's going to be a soft edge, fluffy circle like what you can see here. I'm also going to pull my size up to about 60 for starters. You can see I've got a nice fluffy brush there. Now, once I hover over my light bulb, I'll be able to see the size. So I can adjust the size by using the brackets on my keyboard next to the letter P to make it bigger or to make it smaller. So I'm going to start with about that. Then I am going to begin rubbing out the center of my light bulb. And I'm going to go as close to the edge as I can and a little bit down here as well. You want to be extremely careful that you're not touching the edges. We just want to have a nice glow inside. Then I'm going to go back to my move tool to stay in a neutral layer. Next, I'm going to go to File, Open. I'm going to open up my second image. I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to have an underwater landscape. It's going to open it up in a new tab. So we then need to move the image across by coming over to our layers. You might need to click on the layers button if it's hidden down here. Grab background, come up to the light bulb, hold, drop. Now this image is slightly bigger, or not slightly, somewhat bigger than our light bulb. So I'm going to resize that so that it is the same size as my light bulb. If you can't find the anchor points, you need to go up to the Move tool, click Show Transform Controls, or there may be a rectangle with some dots around it. That's going to allow you to resize as well. Now, our image is on top of the light bulb, so we need to come over to our Layers panel over here. We need to reorder. So I'm going to grab Layer 1, pull it, I might grab the background, sorry. Nope, we need to unlock the background, so see the padlock. We need to pull it above layer 1. Now, for some reason that hasn't worked, so I'm going to go back to my eraser tool and I'm going to rub it out again. And now we can see something happening. Okay. I am going to resize my water landscape slightly again, just to get it to the position that I want. And I'm going to stop about there. Then I'm going to get ready to add some more things. I'm going to zoom in as well. All right, File, Open. What do I want next? I am going to go with a cityscape next. So I'm going to click Open and it's going to open up in a new tab. What I'm going to do before I pull it into our light bulb is get rid of the sky. So we want to be using the quick selection tool. Now, if you hover over each of these tools on the top of your tools panel over here, you have some options. You have rectangle selections, you have lassos, polygon, magnetic, etc. You also have some under here, object, quick selection, magic wand. We might try the magic wand first and see if that works. So it's not working as well as I want, but maybe we could do it in sections. So I basically want to just delete all of the sky. So I'm going to delete. Nope, I'm going to cancel that. I am going to unlock this, turn it into a layer 0, and then I'm going to delete. There we go, that's what I want to happen. So you want to be able to see this checkered background, and I'm going to gradually delete all of the sky. Another way that we could do this, which I will show you now, is to right click on the magic wand, choose the quick selection tool. You want to make sure that there is a plus inside the circle, and then you can also move it around and grab different sections as well. Again, if you need to change the size of your brush, particularly if I need to get in here, I'm going to use the brackets on my keyboard next to the letter P and make that small. Delete. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to Control D to get rid of the selection, and then I'm going to get ready to drag and drop my city over into my light bulb. So I'm going to come over here to layer 0, drag, drag, drag all the way over to my light bulb and drop it in. Now I need to zoom out a little bit because this image is larger than what we have already in here. So Control minus, and then I'm going to hold down Shift as well so that it stays in the right, what we call aspect ratio. I'm going to resize that so that it fits in my light bulb nicely. I may have to adjust it once I reorder the layers. And then I'm going to come over to my layers panel and I'm going to pull layer 2 below layer 0. So you can see that our city is now tucked in. I might even drop it down just a fraction. Move it to the left a little bit. Well, actually, tuck it that way. And I might go down a little bit further so it looks like it's on the sea floor. Right. Then it is just a matter of adding in more and more images to your image depending on what kind of landscape you want to create. So I will go File, Open again. I'll have a look at some of the things that I've saved. I might even put the butterfly in. That sounds kind of wacky. So I'm going to click on the butterfly, open. I'm going to quick selection tool this as well because I just want to take the butterfly. So I'm going to right click to make sure I've got the right tool selected. I'm going to use the brackets on my keyboard to make my brush bigger. And then I'm going to go around the outside, not touching my butterfly. I am just going around the outside. I've lost a little bit of the wing here, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to switch over to this minus up here, which is the opposite. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab the rest of my butterfly. We will need to zoom in to be able to get all of these parts here. So you are going to have to make sure that your brush is really tiny to be able to get this section. And we may need to keep switching between that plus and minus to get it perfect because it is very tiny. To plus, I'm going to pull that in. Yep, that's not too bad. Go back to minus, running it along that antenna. Hopefully Photoshop knows what I'm trying to do and jumps to the edge. Grabbing all of that. Then we're going to zoom out again and I'm going to tap delete. Oh, cancel, sorry, I need to unlock that layer again. Delete. There we go. Now, if you want to zoom in, you can tidy up the edges a little bit. honestly, I'm quite happy with that, so I might leave it. Then I'm going to go back to my move tool. I'm going to grab layer 0. I'm going to drag and drop onto my light bulb. Again, it's quite big. Control minus minus to zoom out. Shift while you are resizing your butterfly and move it around. Then I'm going to zoom in again. Don't worry about it being pixelated. Once I press enter, it will be in there ready to roll. A little bit clearer. All right, then what else? I think I might stop there, to be honest. Maybe I will put my butterfly outside of the water. Oh no, maybe I'll go butterfly in the water and a fish in the sky. Possibilities are endless, boys. So keep adding, keep going crazy. There are some astronauts and different things that you can use, floating boulders. You can go as crazy as you want. You could even have an elephant walking along underwater if you really want. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask me when we are working on it in class.